I've come to the conclusion that I'm not very good at a lot of things. A lot of things. But, I don't ever really think I was supposed to be a mom. Like, I really suck at this parenting thing. And I talk to people about it, and I tell them, like, you know, my kids don't believe in Santa Claus. Because I'm not lying about that. For a couple of reasons. One, because that is going to come back to bite you in the butt. Like, you lied to your kid for how many years that some fat man came into your house and left those presents. No, I got a problem with that, because one, it's a lie, and two, my other problem is that I don't really think that I should have to give this fat guy credit. I am the one that slaved away all year long to save up for those gifts and get those gifts and wrap those gifts and put those gifts under the tree. Oh, totally my credit, not some fat man. Now, I will say on this other spectrum of that is that I'm not, like, my kids have to give a trash bag full of their old toys willingly. Like, if they are complaining about it or grumpy about it or gripe about it at all, then they don't get their new toys. Then kids in need get their new toys, and we give them the shelter. So, like, I have that whole, you know, like, where actually St. Nick came from covered. But I scare my kids, I think, more often than not. Like, that's how I get them to behave. Like, at one point in time, we lived in an apartment complex where we had people above us, and in the early mornings, you could hear them walking around and stuff, and I would tell my kids that they were zombies upstairs, and that if they didn't behave and get ready for school and daycare, that I would get the zombies, and the zombies would eat them because they were misbehaving. And that's how I got my children to actually do things in the morning for me. That kind of turned out to a little bit bite me in the butt, because we were leaving one day and our upstairs neighbors came out of their house, and my son was like, "Oh my God, Mom, the zombies, hurry, run!" Oh, and then I had to very kindly explain to my neighbors that I used them, told my kids they were zombies. Now, I have told people this, and they're like, "If you ever did that to my kid, oh my God." Well, I'm not going to do it to someone else's kid. I'm going to do it to my kid. Like the basement here at the house, I tell them that we keep dead bodies there, and I tell them, you know, like, if they misbehave or whatever, then they're totally going to get made into dinner. Like, that's where bad kids go. They had this horrible habit of peeing on the toilet seat because they're boys, and so they don't want to lift it. Like, I guess that takes too much, you know, time, effort, work, I'm not sure. And so they kept peeing on the toilet seat, and finally I told them if every time I caught them, like, they have to clean it now, but every time that I caught them, I would make them lick it. Like, they were going to lick the toilet seat, they were going to lick the pee up, because I was so tired of sitting and pee, which I wouldn't, but I kind of really would. And like my youngest son, I potty trained him by fear of vacuum. He was terrified of vacuums, and so he would never go to the bathroom, and I sat him down on the toilet and I stuck the vacuum in front of the door, and I told him that he had to go in the potty and he could not leave until he went in the potty, and if he didn't go into the potty or go in the potty, that the vacuum would suck it out of him. And so, like, he was terrified, and so then he went to the potty. And I legitimately have videos where he started getting to where he liked vacuums again. Like, he would play with the vacuum, and then we plugged it in and turned it on, and he freaked. We did that 4 times in like an hour. It was hilarious. Oh my lands, it was so funny. But I don't think that I was, I'm not always a great mom. Like, I love my kids dearly and would do anything for them. But my forms of, like, punishment and the things that I let them do, like, people look at me, like, I let them listen to, like, Get Low by Little John, and their new one right now is I Like Big Butts by Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's a lot of fun when my 8-year-old now sings it in the back seat. It's good times. But I'm not, like, I don't know. I want my kids to understand that I am the parent, but at the same time, I don't want them to be like, "Oh my God, I can't ever bring anything to my mom because she's my mom and she's never going to understand." I don't know. I think a lot of things are different nowadays, and kids are brought up differently, and kids don't have respect, and that's not acceptable either. Like, we go to places and my kids will touch the glass or something and rub their hands all over it, and I want to beat them, and I tell them if they do it again, I'm gonna make these people give them Windex and they're gonna clean it, because somebody has to clean that up. Just because it's not you doesn't mean that you should do it or should get away with it. Like, that's not okay. I don't know. It's just ridiculous, these things. I'm in a contemplative mode right now, though, so probably not any fun. Who knows? Oh well. Bad moms rule.